students, you can see that in these two laws, triangle law and parallelogram law, there is no difference, because you all know very well that opposite sides of parallelogram are equal and parallel to each other. If this is vector B, then we can also say that this will also equal to the B, because these two vectors are equal vectors, because sides of parallelograms are equal in magnitude and they are parallel to each other. Then if this is B, this opposite side will also be the B. Now erase this and see what happens. You will observe the triangle law. Then there is no difference between the triangle law and parallelogram law, only the orientation of vectors matter. We apply these two laws according to our needs. Okay. Next, students, we are going to discuss the polygon law of vector addition. If you want to add more than two vectors, suppose we have A, B, C, D, E, F, so many vectors are there, and we want to add these so many vectors, more than two vectors, then how we can add? Then students, in polygon law of vector addition, consider we have vectors A, vector B, vector C and vector D. We are following four vectors A, B, C and D. Then how you will add these four vectors? Draw vector A. From head of A, draw vector B. From head of B, draw vector C. From head of B, draw vector C. And it is necessary to keep the magnitude and direction in same. There should no change in the magnitude and direction. And last, draw vector D. Then the closing vector from A to B will give the resultant vector A plus vector B plus vector C plus vector D. And students, this is the polygon law of vector addition, which is similar to the triangle law. Draw first vector, from head of A draw second vector, from head of second vector draw third vector, and from third vector draw the second vector, and the closing vector from A to D will give the resultant. Then students, this is the polygon law of vector addition. And now we are going to discuss subtraction of vectors. We are going to discuss subtraction of vectors. Students, suppose we want to subtract two vectors, then how we will subtract these two vectors? Let us given a vector A and another vector B. Then what is the procedure to add these two vectors? The procedure is draw first vector, from head of A draw second vector, then closing vector will give the resultant, and that resultant is the A plus B. But we want subtraction. We are going to subtract two vectors. Suppose you have vector A and we want subtraction between A minus B. Then how you will perform subtraction? In subtraction, students, you can write it like this: vector A plus minus vector B. There is no problem to write this equation. When you will open the bracket, you will give the same answer, A minus B. Then we are going to subtract using some different process. We are writing A minus B like this: A plus in bracket minus B. And students, I told you that there is a type of vector known as opposite vector. In opposite vector, whenever there is a vector A and you are applying minus sign in front of A, then you will get opposite vector of A. Means the direction of A will be reversed. Whenever we apply minus direction, then it says that the direction of vector will be reversed. And see here, what happening? Draw vector A. We are using this formula, draw vector A, and we are going to add negative of B. And what is the negative of B? Negative of B means you will change the direction of B. This is the negative of B. Whenever there is a minus sign in front of any vector, you will apply the reverse direction. Then this equation says add negative of vector B to A. Negative of vector B means we will reverse the direction of B. And we are going to apply the triangle law again. It says that draw first vector, and we are adding minus B here, and minus B we have obtained. Then minus B vector and closing vector will give the resultant A minus B. Now friends, in the subtraction is just like the addition, and we will say in subtraction we will add vector A with negative of vector B. Then this is the process of subtraction of vectors. Students, now we are going to discuss components of a vector. We are discussing this. This is a recap video which we have studied in our online classes, and we are taking a small recap of this topic. Then I am completing it quickly, and I am trying to clear the topic. Students, in component of vector, suppose you have, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and another axis is the z-axis, which is perpendicular to the plane. Suppose you have a vector A, which is inclined at angle theta from the horizontal axis, x-axis. Then if you will join these two lines, then we are getting a parallelogram law. Parallelogram law says if two vectors are the adjacent side of parallelogram, then the diagonal will be the resultant. Means here the x part of this x-axis is the ax, and y part of this y-axis is the ay. We will say that the x component of A is ax and y component of A is ay, because when we join the head of this vector to the x and y axis, we are obtaining the parallelogram law. Parallelogram law says that vector A will be equal to the sum of ax and ay. And students, if you want to write it in the form of I cap and j cap, we know that in x-axis we will multiply I cap, and for the y-axis we will multiply the j cap. Then it will be vector A is equal to ax into I cap plus ay into j cap. Suppose there is another component z-axis, then you will write vector A is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Suppose we have a vector, for example, A is equal to 2I cap minus 3j cap. It means the vector A has, this is a complete vector, and this vector A has a x component 2 and the y component 3, not 3, minus 3. This is an example to represent the vector. Suppose students, this is the ax and this is the ay. If this is ay, then this length will also be the ay. And if you are applying your Pythagoras theorem, you will get that length of the diagonal, which is called magnitude of A. The length of the vector is called magnitude, and head gives the direction. The length of this vector A is called magnitude, and it can be obtained using Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem says under root ax square plus ay square, perpendicular square plus base square is the. Then if you want to find the magnitude of any vector, then you can use this formula under root ax square and ay square. For example, if you want to magnitude of this vector A, you will write under root ax square means 4, under root ay square means 3 square means 9, and this will be equal to the under root 30. Students, every vector has its magnitude and direction. Students, every vector has its magnitude and direction. Magnitude has been obtained. Now we want to obtain the direction, and direction can be represented by the angle, and this angle is the theta. Then this angle can be obtained using the formula tan theta. Tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. AY upon AX. When using perpendicular upon base means tan theta, you can obtain this angle. Then students, this is the first method to represent the components of a vector. Now we are going to use another method to represent the components of vector. Students, to represent the components of the vector in another form, I am applying here sin theta. In this triangle, apply sin theta. Sin theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse AY by A. Then you are getting AY is equal to A sin theta. Means AY is equal to A sin theta means the vertical component will be A sin theta. Now apply in this triangle cos theta. Cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Base means AX and hypotenuse is A. You are getting AX is equal to A cos theta. Then students, what happens for any vector, if you have a vector A which is inclined at angle theta, then this vector A has two components, horizontal component A cos theta and vertical component A sin theta. Suppose, for example, there is a force of 2 Newton at angle 30 degrees. Then you will write the two components, x component will be 2 cos 30, the adjacent component will be cos and another will be sin, and this component will be 2 sin 30. Then a vector can be resolved into its two components or three components also using the I give a cap method or using this horizontal and vertical component method. Then this is for all today, and thank you students for watching. In next video we will learn how to multiply the vectors and we will solve few examples. Thank you so much students.